When it comes to building a powerful and repeatable golf swing, should you be using more body turn or should you be using more arms and wrists? Well, you really need both, and this video is going to try and wrap its arms around that large topic and share with you some practical drills that you can actually use next time you practice in order to synchronize and sequence your body and your arms more effectively to help you build a more powerful and repeatable golf swing. So I'll start out by saying this is quite a large topic and probably not something we can fully cover in this short video, but I'll try and give you a sense of what really goes on and also share with you some drills, as I say, that you can go and use next time you practice. It's fair to say the body and the wrists are very important in building a powerful and repeatable golf swing. You need both of them, and you need them in a certain dose or certain amounts. If you have too much body rotation, you'll tend to find that causes problems with transferring energy and speed out into the club head. That would be the golfer who has excessive body turn and struggles to actually get the club and the arms off the body to deliver and transfer the speed that they built up in the backswing. Also, if golfers don't have enough body rotation through the ball, you'll find that causes the wrists and arms to start to break down and collapse through the hitting area. You'll see people flipping their wrists through impact, adding loft and losing distance. These are all common problems that golfers experience. So there's certainly a blend. I would say that what I'm going to share with you today would be a way that you could go to the range and practice in order to improve this movement in your swing. I'm using the magnetic rod here on the club face just to try to show you how the club face moves and how the delivery here of this loft throughout the time and space of the swing will influence how you move your body. So just a couple of ideas on this before we get started, and then I'll share with you the exercise that I use every single day on my lesson tee to help people improve their contact and ultimately get the most value out of their sequence that they can with a very, very simple exercise. Generally speaking, as I've said, if golfers don't have enough rotation into the ball, this club is going to be pointing far too much to the right of the target. That's going to result in shots that go to the right if they don't do something about it. And the something about it that most golfers do, which you'll see as we switch to this front view, is as the body isn't moving sufficiently, the wrists start to break down to flip the club head past the hands. So now from this down the line view, you'll see that the rod is pointing somewhere towards the target. So I've made some meaningful compensation here to try and actually hit the ball towards my target. But in doing so, what you'll see from this front view is that the shaft is leaning backwards. That's likely to cause me to hit the ground behind the ball. So I'll hit fat shots and thin shots. And if I do make reasonable contact, I've added a lot of loft to this 7-iron, so I'll certainly be losing some distance. Golfers on the other end of the spectrum who would tend to turn the body too much struggle with really transferring the energy of the arms and the club out into the ball. You think about moving everything at exactly the same rate, this club's going to be traveling extremely slowly. So while that end of the spectrum may provide a more complete or consistent way to strike the ball, it's certainly not giving a golfer the maximum amount of speed and club head speed they could get out of their body and into the ball. So we need to find, as is often the case in many things, we need to find this happy medium, this happy balance between body and arms and wrists that's going to deliver the club in a way that gives us the most effective, efficient, repeatable contact and allows us to deliver as much power as we can to help us hit the ball a long way. Quick question for you. Did you know that 80% of your golf ball's direction comes from the club face angle at impact, and it's your wrists that control that angle? If you want to hit straighter shots and add more distance to your game, then check out the link in the description below. And for the drill I'm going to share with you, you need two training aids. Ideally something to hold between your arms. This is called a smart ball. The Tour Striker smart ball is an inflatable ball that hangs from my neck and I hold it between my forearms. And then the Hack Motion wrist sensor is also going to give us some valuable feedback about how the wrists are moving throughout the backswing, the downswing, and into the follow through. This drill, as I say, is my favorite drill that I share on a daily basis, whether during in-person lessons or online lessons, getting students to understand how to coordinate the body, the arms, and the wrists to maximize the efficiency of the swing. So holding a ball between your arms starts to give you a sense of how the arms and body work in unison. There's a connection here that exists once you start holding onto this ball. If we take a look from the front view and I was to move my arms in a way that was independent of my body, you see how I'd start to very quickly drop this ball. And that dropping of the ball could happen in multiple places throughout the swing. Ultimately, the goal here is to keep the ball between your arms. If you haven't practiced with one of these before, I'd encourage you to start out making practice swings with this device. Don't try and hit the ball immediately. You might feel too overwhelming. And learn to feel if you can actually swing the club all the way back, all the way down, and all the way through without dropping the ball. That's going to be a great start point for you to build some consistency and some connectivity to your arms and to your body. That starts to build the basic foundation of a body and arm pivot that would be functional and efficient. I would like to see golfers who can keep hold of this ball throughout the entire swing. As you learn to do that, you would begin to introduce the ball, and I'd encourage you to start out just hitting small shots to begin with before we really start to utilize the full benefit of this exercise. We start out small. We put a ball in the way, and we go ahead and make swings where keep hold of this ball between my arms, and I'm going to get a natural improvement to the sequence of how my arms and body work throughout the swing. Start out with these small little punch shots. You'll see they're relatively straight, maybe slight draw shots that are quite low to begin with. I'm not trying to hit these hard just yet. I'm trying to get the sequence and the feeling of how my arms and body work in unison. There's a sequence to this that I've already explained, and without trying to describe it in detail, I'll just share with you that you get a lot of the benefits from this exercise naturally just by learning to swing with this ball between your arms. And once you practice that for a while and become more proficient at keeping the ball, the next part of this exercise is really where the magic happens. It's learning to make a full backswing, keeping the ball between your arms, swinging down to impact and hitting as hard or as fast as you can while stopping as quickly as you can after impact. This exercise I call the hit hard, stop quick drill. And what it does is it has a wonderful blend of using the ball between your arms to keep the body and arm connectivity, while the stopping piece or the braking that you do just after impact slows down your body and helps to throw the energy out into the wrists. That's where you're going to get a lot of speed from as you hit the ball. This is a tremendously valuable exercise. In fact, if I only had one drill to share with golfers of all levels and all abilities, it would be a version of this hit hard, stop quick drill. Beginners can get so much from this exercise. It teaches structure, it teaches sequencing that you wouldn't get if you tried to think about all of these things. And it teaches even great players, better players, more experienced players who've been doing this for a long time. It puts back into the swing, maybe for the first time ever, the structure and the wrist angles that they've always struggled to really have. So there's a tremendous amount of value to this drill, regardless of your ability, regardless of your current ability, and regardless of how good you're looking to get. So what does that look like? Once again, without the ball, without the golf ball, I would tell you to start out making practice swings where you try to complete a full backswing, swing down, hit the ground, and stop. And you're trying to stop as quickly as you can after impact. Obviously, the faster you go, the more the club and the momentum of the swing will pull you into some sort of follow through. But in your mind, I want you to feel like you're stopping this swing almost immediately after you've hit the ball. If you're standing on a driving range mat, I'll often say to students that I want you to feel like the club stops before it reaches the edge of the mat. Now, once again, while that may not be what really happens in reality, that's the abruptness with which I want you to finish the swing. I need you to really feel like you're going to stop. The piece that often gets people into trouble here is they try to swing too far, or they allow themselves to go too far into the follow through. And if you do that, you won't see the benefits of this exercise. So start out with hit hard, stop quick. You could even call it hit medium, stop quick. I don't want you to go too fast too soon, but ultimately the benefit of this drill would be to swing very, very fast, get pretty much maximum speed out of the shortest follow through. That's going to give you the powerful swing that you're trying to build and get all this energy out at the right time. So beginning with this, if you haven't done this drill before, start out with hit medium, stop quick. That would be a full backswing, stopping just after impact like this. You can see on the hack motion there that my wrist angles are in pretty good shape at this point, and I can really start to refine how I move my wrists doing this exercise because I'm stopping so quickly. I get a much better sense of how my wrists feel at the point of impact. So that was a sort of hit medium, stop quick, swing medium, stop quick exercise. I did it slowly. Contact was really very nice. I didn't swing very fast at all, and I still managed to carry that ball nearly 100 yards with a very, very, very small swing, stopping just after impact. Now I'm going to show you how you build up and progress through this exercise to get the full benefit from it. Okay, so now I'm going to work on making more of a full backswing, swinging fast, and really trying to stop, as I say, practically as soon as I've hit the ball. And you can get yourself into a little bit of a muddle with this if it's just the first time you've tried this. It can feel a little weird, but I really encourage you to stick with it because it teaches so much of the correct sequence and unloading pattern of the arms and the wrists for free, meaning you get this without having to think too much about it. And I'm a big fan of drills that pull lots of benefits together for just one thing, and that's what the ball between your arms and the hit hard, stop quick exercise does. So let's go and start hitting these a bit harder and seeing what we get. You'll see that swing I got pulled a little further through on the follow through there. And as I do these, I'm expecting my sequence of movement to get a little smoother and better. When you first do this, it will feel maybe a little bit alien to you, especially if you've never done it before. That's why I do encourage you to start out doing these smaller to begin with. But ultimately, you should really start to be able to get your speed up. I hit that ball 144 yards through the air. This is a 7-iron, so that's not quite full distance for me, but it's starting to get close. Clubhead speed was only 76 there, which isn't particularly fast. I can certainly go faster than that. So again, as I keep working through this exercise, I'm really trying to get the benefit of the arms and body working together whilst getting the speed out of my wrists at the bottom by executing the braking and the hit hard, stop quick. That one felt better from a timing perspective. I still felt like it pulled to the left slightly. 161 yards of carry. Now some of that extra distance is coming from the fact the ball curved more to the left than I would have liked. But I want you to start to understand that was 80 miles per hour of clubhead speed. I want you to start to see how there's benefits here that you're probably not getting from your swing because lots of people think they need to make this very long follow through. You really don't. The braking of the follow through, the slowing down of the body so that the power can get thrown out into the club is really the foundation of good golf swings. That's what the best players do. The best player in the world, for example, as he swings through, has his trail foot slide back behind him. That's really him braking his body, slowing his body down and letting all the power get thrown out into the club head. And you'll see examples of this wherever you look on the tour of great players having the slowing down of the body so that the club head gets thrown faster. I'll do one more of these just to show you and then we'll finish this video. I went a bit harder at that one. I hit that one a little bit thin. It's a lower ball flight. Just going to try and knock one more of those out there for you. Club speed went up to 84. One last one. Full backswing, hit hard. Really try to stop as quickly as I can. That was much more control through the ball there. The strike was a bit better. Higher ball flight, still my natural draw, same 84 miles per hour and 163 yards. The progression through this drill is somewhat significant depending on where you start. So you may not be able to start as advanced as I just finished the exercise there, but I wanted to show you where you could get to. This drill for many people is the only drill they ever work on, and they gradually try to get faster without losing that structure of the short finish. So remember, start out with the hit medium, stop quick, meaning you swing at a speed that you can control, where you're able to stop the follow through abruptly. And you learn to deliver that club in a consistent fashion, even if that speed's a little bit low to begin with. And then the progression through this drill is not to swing further and longer, it's to swing faster and still keep the follow through restricted. That's going to teach you how to fire your body and your arms and your wrists at the right time without having to think about it. It's without doubt the best drill I've ever come across, and using the hack motion there in that last one, you can see how my wrist angles were taken care of. They were perfectly within the green range at both the top of the swing and impact. If you're struggling to get your wrists to align and to work within the boundaries of the hack motion graphs and the hack motion preferences, then a drill like this can really start to tidy up and tighten up so many of the moving parts in a golf swing. And I think if you get 4 or 5 things for free from one drill, then that's a drill you'd want to spend lots of time on. I hope you found the video useful. If you'd like to watch more wrist training videos on the hack motion wrist sensor, then you can click the link that's in the description of this video, where you'll be taken to further wrist training videos that I filmed for hack motion.